Good evening, everybody. I know it's not a normal night for me. I'm usually off on Friday nights, but I've got GS Rothschild here, pseudo anonymous, for a reason, and he's with Gold Standard DAO, and we're going to talk a little bit about what they're doing, how they're working with Load, which is one of my sponsors, and what's going forward with the gold and silver world, and why DeFi is getting into gold and silver for one, and how crypto is bridging the gap. So, GS Rothschild, give us a little bit of background, what's going on with Gold Standard DAO, and when are you guys going to launch this thing?
Yeah, so good morning.
And where are you, by the way? What part of the world are you?
So, little giveaway, I'm from Australia. So you'll notice my accent is yeah, I've got a pretty heavy Australian accent. But yeah, so with Gold Standard DAO, we're getting ready to launch, guys. This has been a year in the making. Basically, to give you guys a quick introduction into Gold Standard DAO, we're a cross-chain, cross-currency yield aggregator that pays interest out in a new stablecoin, a gold stablecoin. So we're looking at launching at early January. It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening, and gold just ticked over $1,800 an ounce yesterday, and right now it's 1796, so it did go back down a bit. But I was like, whoa, here we go. Maybe it is starting. And I just had this conversation with you probably about, I don't know, when we first talked about 2 weeks ago. We've had a conversation about this, and I was like, man, gold and silver is getting ready to rocket. This is a good time to be doing this.
That's the weird thing about it is it's been a journey getting to this stage, and we haven't had a set launch date up until now. When we started this thing, we didn't know there was going to be all these economic, geoeconomic things happening in the world that are pushing all these nations towards gold. So the timing of things and how things are working with gold at the moment, and how nations are starting to adopt that more, and then our launch date is yeah, I think it's fantastic. So I think 2023 is going to be a big year for gold and for gold and the DAO.
Yeah, exactly. So we're DeFi guys. We both come from the, we've been around DeFi since the beginning. I was in Hex, and Hex is considered one of the original DeFis, and if not the original. So this last bull run, obviously DeFi, the first half of the bull run was all about the whole growing of DeFi and us bringing in the decentralized finance, for those guys who don't know what DeFi is. And now we've seen, we're in the bear market. Now we're seeing another rise of DeFi. And tell us a little bit how the Gold Standard DAO works. It's very simple, but for some people, they're gonna be like, how do you get from crypto into gold? And for me, it's simple, but some people might be like, these two don't cross. How are we getting them together?
So this is where our partnership with Load comes into. We've been working heavily with Load over the last year on, on their token structure. So what Load does, we believe is revolutionary. The fact that they tokenize physical gold and silver and verify that and put that in a decentralized marketplace, just that alone is a $1 trillion market. So it's been fantastic over the last couple of weeks. We've seen their tokens launch on Avalanche, and their prices are keeping stable. The asset prices are showing in dollar value in wallets now as well. So we pulled it off. It's a safe asset. Gold is now on the decentralized market. So that's the first part where this all comes into play. Right now, for example, if I stake my USDC into the Gold Standard DAO platform, it'll pay me out yield in tokenized gold. I can cash that gold out into the physical asset through Load.
Yes.
I'm not sure if there's a single platform that operates like that.
Someone said Kinesis is something similar. Have you heard of Kinesis?
I have. How does this compare to Kinesis?
They actually reached out to me. I think Kinesis is more like load rather than more than gold, silver DAO or gold standard DAO, but where you're just you're getting tokenized gold and silver. Whereas here, this is a DeFi project. So this you're going in, you're staking your USDC, USDT. Do you guys do DAI as well?
So when you stake USDC, it will auto aggregate across the different stablecoins like DAI, USDC, USDT. Okay. But just to answer how is this different from Kinesis, with Kinesis, what they provide is a gold token as well. Yeah. So there are other gold token providers in the market, but it's very important the positioning of these gold tokens. So for example, there is PaxG, and PaxG is the leader in this market.
They're the first ones to come out, right? They're the first guys.
Yeah, they're the first ones to come out, and they're the biggest player at the moment. I think there's about 10 million daily volume that goes through PaxG. But the problem is they're on Ethereum, and they're mainly on Ethereum. So they're not on Avalanche. They're not on these new up-and-coming ecosystems that are really flourishing at the moment. So to answer your question, what's the difference with Kinesis and other providers? It's the flexibility that Load has and that AUX and AGX have, the gold and silver tokens. We can deploy these being stable coins on any EVM we want.
Yep.
At our
that was one of the first things that I caught my ear when we were talking. For those who don't know, I was sitting it was a conversation that was put together where GS here, he came in, excuse me, and he told the Load guys, everyone who's involved with Load, what GS DAO is going to bring to Load and why it's important to help grow Load. And I was like, whoa, this is pretty damn cool. And I was like, yo, bro, I need to talk to you. Let's talk privately because I want to get involved because you guys know I'm a gold and silver guy. This is what got me into crypto to begin with. So when you guys started breaking this down, kind of break it down for the folks how the DeFi side works. You know, you stake your USDT or USDC. Is there artificial intelligence that's running that's chasing the APY, and Correct. How does it pay out the gold? Those type of things, the mechanisms.
Correct. So yeah, if you guys are DeFi fans, you're gonna like this one because our platform is quite deep in the DeFi ecosystem. It's built upon layers of different protocols. So how it basically works is users stake USDC into our platform, and our platform is connected into multiple different yield aggregation platforms. And I'm specifically talking about the Avalanche network, Homora V2, forgive my pronunciation, BenQI, and Beefy finance. Okay. So these are the top three yield aggregators on Avalanche. Our platform connects into them. Okay. The problem is there's different APYs across these platforms and different APYs on different stablecoins like DAI and USDC. DAI may have a higher APY today than USDC does. So what our platform does through smart contracts is it delegates and manages the placement of funds, kind of like an AI-powered mutual fund, into the highest or best yielding stablecoin or pool. And it manages all of this for the user.
Okay. Well, we also talked about cross-chain.
Yes, sir.
And I'm a big advocate for the whole pulse chain thing. Pulse chains where I've got, I'd say 90% of my wealth, Hex, pulse chain, those things, and the speed of pulse chain, and now that's going to be Ethereum's little brother with just a lot lower fees and those kind of things. When you guys start rolling out, it's pretty simple for you to start rolling GS DAO out to all these different EVMs. Why? I don't know if it's a question or I just like that you guys are open to adding to pulse chain because my people Absolutely. Are pulse chain folks, right?
Absolutely.
They care about pulse chain. They're not going to go once pulse chain's launched. They're not going to go over to a Vax or Avalanche. They're not. Yeah. They're just going to stay over on pulse chain. So it's going to be really important that you guys are over there. And for me, for somebody who likes to earn yield, and I don't like to keep all my yield in one thing. Yes, right now Hex is the majority of my yield earning. I'll have PulseX, which is similar to some of the other ones that are Pulse, Binance Smart Chain. I can't remember their names. Cake, those kind. What's the one with Cake?
Pancake Swap.
Pancake Swap. There you go.
We keep forgetting this one.
It's such a horrible name. Pancake Swap.
Yeah, who's going to remember this?
I mean, I got to think about a food. Come on. So, not that I have a problem thinking about food, but so
I thought it was a kids platform first time I saw it, but anyway. Wow, this is really a DeFi platform. This big.
They got DeFi built into it, right? So PLSX is going to have some stuff available on it for DeFi, which is going to be the exchange on Pulse Chain, and then we'll have stuff like Liquid Loans, which is a company. These guys are out of Australia. Liquid Loans might be able to do something similar, and Fiat.io. So we have two other protocols that are going to be doing DeFi on Pulse Chain. So it would just make sense to have you guys too. I don't mind earning some of my yield in gold, and then later on down the road, if I want to, I take delivery through the load platform. Simplicity, man. It's all about simplicity.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the way we see different networks is basically they're different marketplaces. So you'd be crazy not to be operating in every marketplace you can possible. That's safe. So if we can plug into Pulse Chain and there's an ecosystem there for us to utilize, absolutely we will be launching on that marketplace.
I sure hope so. I hope we can get that going. I'm one of those guys around always just parading the sign. Join us on Pulse Chain. got the sign. Join me on Pulse Chain, and just hopefully.
I've got my eyes open. I'm watching.
Please.
Yeah, I'm just watching.
I just wanted to launch soon. Let's believe me. So let's talk about the crypto market really quick. Let's change the subject. We're seeing the market start to turn around. I am. When I look at my indicators on the monthly for Aurochs, which is the Trading Views competitor, they have their own proprietary indicator, and it went green on gold. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Hex yesterday. So for the monthly, and it did that in the beginning of November as well. But no one knew what FTX was going to drop, right? We had no clue that was. I mean, yeah, some people were guessing that there was going to be some big problem, in the crypto community, but no one had any idea it was going to be as big as what happened. And it took down the whole market. So that indicators, they all disappeared. They went poof, they're gone because the price of Bitcoin dropped a couple $1,000s. Ethereum dropped like $500 or whatever it was. And, Hex did its thing too, because it dropped. But now we're green across those three. And I think that we're getting near a bottom. It might be red next month, then green the next month after that, but we're getting to that capitulation phase. And now it's time to start accumulating. I think that we got not much longer, maybe 6 months or so until we start moving. So what do you think?
I think we're at a stage where we're not catching a falling knife anymore. So now is probably the right time to start DCAing into a lot of your favorite assets. I think the DCA would probably be the best strategy to go forward at the moment, just because I'm not convinced we're over yet. I think there's going to be a little bit of a fake pump happen, but there should be another catalyst event that drops us another couple of grand in BTC.
For me, that's Silvergate Bank.
Feeling is telling me anyway. Hey,
I think it's going to be Silvergate Bank. They're the last big centralized thing that could hurt us, because they're a California bank that's all crypto. It's called Silvergate. And almost every crypto project uses them for their banking if they're based in the US. And they've had some issues lately, obviously, because FTX, Celsius, BlockFi. And if that goes down, if they go down, then that's going to be the last big bomb that drops on crypto in this bear cycle that could complete the FUD cycle. And there's not many other centralized things that could hurt us after that, because all the centralized stuff's already blown up. I mean, what's Binance going to go down too? I don't think so. I don't think Binance is going out of the way. I mean, if Binance goes, then might as well just pack our bags because crypto is going to be 100% decentralized, and there won't be a pump anytime soon.
Yeah. I agree. I think yeah, there needs to be another catalyst event. But I guess, and I'm going to ask everybody watching now as well, how many of these market cycles have we all been through? If this is this the first one, second one, third one, fourth one?
That's my
third one. Last market cycle, the news and events that were around were Bitcoin killing. It was the same thing, Bitcoin killing. So all these events, as bad as they are, I feel they could even be orchestrated. To be completely honest with you guys, I feel they could be orchestrated because the market cycle always repeats. History always repeats the same. So if you guys have been through a few of these market cycles, you'll know the last time, everybody was saying, this is it, it's over. It's over with Bitcoin. All of a sudden we hit 80K.
Yeah.
I just sold all my tokens because you said it was over. You know what I mean? And now we hit 80K the next day, and Warren
Buffett. How many people that happened to? A lot of people got left behind, man.
Oh, you're not tricking me again.
No, I wasn't
through this market thing. Yeah, you're not tricking me again. So no, I'm holding.
Excuse me. In the last cycle, it was even crypto people. It was crypto people who were saying, "Oh, it's done." I remember one of Eric Voorhees. Eric Voorhees, pretty popular guy here in crypto. One of his partners here in Panama, Ira Miller. Ira and I were talking. I remember this is like 2017 or so. Right at the end, he goes, this is the last bull cycle for Bitcoin. We're done after this. Might as well pack your bags. So he goes, I'm gonna go get a farm. And he's actually on a farm right now in Panama. And he's like, I'm done with crypto. I made my money. I'm out. Yeah. And then then 3 years later, it's like we're rocking and rolling again.
Yeah. And you can't resist. I mean, what's going on? We've hit 80K. Maybe it's true. We're going to hit 500K. Are we going to get to the million? So
yeah.
It's no, you're not tricking me. I'm DCAing. Hold, boys. Hold, boys. Yeah.
It's the same. Okay, now let's change the subject again. It's the same thing with gold and silver. You're a little bit young, and even I'm young because that first real big in my lifetime, the first big silver and gold pump was 79.80, and that's when everything went bonkers. Then we had the other one here that peaked out in 2011. When I first moved to Panama, I was actually selling silver and gold. And I remember silver making up to like the $42 an ounce. And when myself and my family were buying gold, it was anywhere from $6 to about $12 an ounce, 2006, 7, 8, 9 in that range. And then it just went flying, man, and people like
$6 an ounce.
Yeah, exactly. For silver. That's what we bought. We bought silver. I've never been a gold buyer, but now that I'm getting older, I understand gold. It's easier to move. It doesn't take as much mass. It doesn't take as much room, and it doesn't perform as like silver does either. But it's a little bit more steady. So I think now it's this cycle. It's gold and silver's turn again for the next couple of years, and we're going to see gold and silver fly. And for me, it makes sense that my stable coin that I use is going to be AUX, which is the gold coin from Load, which is the coin that you guys on GS DAO, when someone earns yield, whether it's 20% or 5% or 8% yield monthly, or what do you guys pay out? Is it daily, weekly, monthly? When do the yield pay out?
7 hours.
Every
7 hours. Yeah. You can
every
claim
7
every 7
hours.
hours. Yeah.
I'm getting my couple little grams of gold, and I could just keep stacking it, and then at the end of the month, I could take home half an ounce, whatever it is, whatever I choose. Yeah, that's the cool thing about Load. I mean, you can take physical delivery.
I mean, can you imagine that you put your money in this savings account, and once a month you get physical gold delivered to where you wish? That's a bit. You know what I mean? Like, if you thought things were weird in 2022, wait for what we're about to release in 2023. So it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah.
It's such a simple what you guys came up with is a really a simple concept, but thanks to Load, it makes it 10 times easier because they have the whole
Yeah.
infrastructure already built. You guys are just the
Yeah,
first
that's
ones
right.
to say, "Hey guys, can we do this with you?" You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
way to
yeah,
way to
yeah.
go,
Now we
Tony
see
Scott.
what Load is.
Tony made a good move. 15, now it's 22. That's nice. I mean, that's like a
Ooh,
30, almost a 50% move.
I think that's a good buy to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see
I
what Ocean
agree.
Breeze says. Silver and gold prices are paper prices and never going anywhere until they take down the ones that continue to use imaginary, made up, and unlimited short contracts to tamp down the prices. We know. The big bankers, man, they just keep squashing the price of gold and silver. They've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
But they did lose a little bit of control in 2010 and 11 when the markets just lost it. You know, the China, remember this, that China owns and controls over 90% of all the hard asset metals in the world. Not silver. Silver is mostly Mexico and Peru, but they control almost everything else. And they got a stranglehold on it. So
Yeah.
it kind of we go with the whims of China.
Just touching on what that user just commented. Yeah, in Australia, I've heard of. We obviously have gold mines and big gold mine operations here in Australia. So there was a story that was kind of heard a while back. Cheers. Uh, there was a story that came about a while back of a gold mine here that discovered a pocket of gold that was way too large. It was actually going to affect the price of gold. So, what do you guys think they did?
They probably mined it and never told anybody they did.
They poured concrete over all of it,
No way.
covered the whole thing in concrete.
That now this I've never heard this story before. It sounds like Ghana. What Ghana just went? Is it Ghana, the country that just found a whole bunch of gold in the ground?
I think so. Yeah, 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 yeah.
One of those
Ghana just found a
countries,
whole bunch of gold.
Uganda
Yeah,
or Ghana.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
My friend Christian's from there, and he's moving here to Panama, and he was telling me that everyone's talking about in his country that get ready, the Westerners, the pale faces are going to show up soon.
It's time for some freedom. Yeah, yeah.
It's
It's
time for
time
some
for some
freedom.
freedom. It's time for some freedom.
They found the
Yeah,
gold.
yeah. Yeah. I hope you like Macca's. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't do like De Beers did. You know, De Beers did with the diamonds, and they keep mining the diamonds, and they just have warehouses full of diamonds, and just keep the prices elevated, and not allow the prices to come down with supply and demand. They have an artificial high, and I know Richard Hart, the founder of Hex, he talks about it all the time. There's something called the origin address with Hex, and a lot of the people that are against Hex, they like to knock it by saying that because the OA, or the origin address, owns about 90 to 95% of all the Hex.
Mm-hmm.
They're liquid, so every day they're getting more and more. There's more coins minted, so they're losing out every day, but they still own that amount of the coins, but they've never sold any ever. None's ever been sold. It's 3 years. Today's the 3rd-year anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Nothing's ever been
Congratulations.
sold. Yeah, thanks. So he likes to tell that story of De Beers, that the founders of De Beers, they buy up all the diamonds to keep the price elevated artificially high. Well, he used the same concept with Hex, and it's working great.
Yeah, yeah. There is a controlled supply on gold and silver. That's true, but I think what it's gonna turn into is the demand for those assets will kind of turn into a situation where whoever's holding will have to turn out their pockets. If you are kind of controlling the supply or manipulating the price at all, I'm not saying you are, or if they are, but if it is happening, you're gonna be, how can I say, you're gonna be found out, kind of a thing. Like, you're gonna be forced into a situation where you have to turn out your pockets, and I think that's what's happening now with these currency wars. But don't get me started on that.
Oh, we got one side. We got the US with fiat, but we know the US is going to CBDC pretty soon. Europe is already talking CBDCs all over Europe. Every country's they're already discussing it. And the BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and now it should be called BRICSA because I heard Argentina is going to join them. So you're going to have those countries, and they're going to be asset backed. And we already know that President Putin and Xi Jinping, they're already talking about having a gold-backed digital currency that will be their what percentage of the population of the world is that? That's got to be 60% of the world's population is in just those countries. China, India, come on, those are the two biggest populations. So, and they're all going to be on this currency that these guys all come together. And I think it's probably roll out here in the next couple of years, my guess.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when or if they roll out that specific one. I think we're going to end up reaching a global solution, and more countries will start joining this because at the moment, how our dollar and how our economy is set up is based off debt. Yeah. So that's not working, which is why they're trying to bring physical assets back into the picture. This is why the whole US dollar is being, kind of fought. There's a fight for the US dollar at the moment to remain king.
And they're making everyone bend. They're right now, everyone's bending their knee and saying, "Oh, how great thou art, US dollar." But they can't keep it up forever.
No. It's almost like a bit of a rug pull under the US dollar, or the petrodollar, which is what was keeping it where it is today. Anyway,
but Saudi's already said we don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, they're already changing their minds, and they're the guys that are saying we want to go back to gold as well, and we want to start using gold. That's what Putin did. Yep. So we're starting to see where this is leading. What I'm seeing is the US is not going to just give up though. So they're going to come to a point where they say, all right, if this is happening, it's going to happen, but on these set terms for everybody. Let's all come to an agreement that these are the new rules.
Let's just collapse everything on the same day and roll something out, your new savior out the next day. Oh, it's called a CBDC. Just download the app on your phone, and each one of you is going to get $10,000 or something,
Yeah, correct.
These guys keep talking about fake gold, chemical gold.
Was from BlackRock, a few.
Really? You guys, hey, who knows? They've been talking about alchemy for years. Alchemy is, who knows if what they did figure out was true and it was just hidden from us that the stuff could be made. But
you never know what these people get up to.
Yeah. Trent saying what phone? I think he's talking about what I was saying with the phones. Will the phones even be working? I think because my buddy Trent, he lives way out in the middle of nowhere, and he probably doesn't even have a cell phone.
Oh, okay.
He's so hillbilly. If he was in Australia, he'd be in the outback.
Yeah. We don't have any phones. Yeah.
Cool. He doesn't care, man. He goes around, hangs out with the Aborigine dudes. He's got a didgeridoo.
He's not going to get affected. It's perfect. That's where I'm headed after this.
And tomorrow we're going to the beach, and we used to have a beach house out there, and where we're going, but we were saying we got it because of the lockdowns, right? Because it was so bad, and we didn't want to have to deal with that again. If it did come down again, we were gonna just go out to the beach and go fishing every day, and there's no cops around, so we do what the hell we want. Yeah. And in September we had to give the house back because the contract ended, and there was some issues with the water, things like that, and I said, I'm not dealing with that shit anymore. No more house. But tomorrow we're going out to the beach again, to where we're going to use as our escape area. But what I realized, I know I'm kind of segueing here. What I realized is that we can prepare as much as we want for the end of the world, but when everyone is desperate, it's going to be difficult for everybody. It's going to be so hard. You really can't hide. You're just going to have to figure out a way how to work in groups and come up with a band of your own little posse. That's the only way to survive. You can't do it on your own.
I agree. I mean, just to give you an example, I think those are the kind of times where you start seeing people's nature as well. I mean, in Australia, the news were actually telling the public here to report their neighbors in.
I know.
Stuff like this. So, I agree, man. There's not, you can do as much preparation as you want, but at the end of the day, you still live on a piece of land that you can only run to only a certain amount of places. So, and there's only a certain amount of resource as well.
Exactly. I mean, well, I tell my wife, we've got like, we could probably live for 3 to 4 months in the house with the food and the water situation we have, because our pool's on a rooftop. It's only one
Oh,
floor
wow.
up from, like, actually 2 floors up from us. So we have a pool up there.
Yeah.
So if we needed water, we got a nice supply, and it's always raining in Panama. So there's always, it's always full. So that's cool. But I told her, I'm like, babe, yes, I could prepare. Yes, we could have these things, but being in the city is the last place you want to be.
Oh yeah. Oh
If the
yeah.
shit hits the fan, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll give you a tip on my plan. You can buy an island for like 500 grand.
Yeah.
Around Panama, you can buy them around Bali, stuff like this. So 300-400K, you can buy an island. I think that's the best place to head to if you can just get on an escape boat. Anyway,
Yeah.
but that's my prepper.
Yeah, we got plenty of them around Panama. It's just they're not that cheap.
Yeah. Okay.
Here they're a couple million. So yeah. Have you heard about Chad Urtikowski? He's a gentleman who's building these things called sea pods off the coast of Panama.
No, maybe actually, maybe.
He's a Bitcoin millionaire, or I should say probably billionaire by now. And he's got this project where he's got these little pods they put off the coast. And Panama gave them the rights to do it. He was kicked out of Thailand with his wife. His wife is Thai, and they were trying to do it in Thailand, but the Thai Navy tried to arrest them, and they escaped and came to Panama. And the Panamanian government said, "Yeah, sure, you can build it off the coast here." And they've been doing it, and it was right around the corner from where our house was, or where we're going tomorrow.
What?
So you found it now, the sea pods.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. This is
They're
very
gorgeous.
interesting. Do we know anything more about this?
Absolutely, I know everything
Ultra
about it,
Wealthy
man.
Billionaire Magazine.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Chad lives here.
This is interesting because one of the things that I've always thought would be cool to set up, and this is after we've got GSDAO running, we're a comfortable stage, and we've got a little bit of funds to kind of branch out into this area. And you got to ask, there's a reason why maybe I know how much these islands cost and stuff like this.
Because
I
you've
might
been
have looked
looking
into it already. Yeah. I might have looked into it. But I've always thought it would be a cool idea to set up a decentralized financial system where it basically helps people escape this 9-to-5 rat race. Get out of the 9-to-5 rat race, live off your money. So live off your money working for you to the maximum potential that it can. Liquid, being a liquid kind of vehicle. And then that makes me think, okay, that and then enables you to live a certain lifestyle. So why not create an environment where people can live a certain lifestyle using this new financial system? It's almost like we're going into a new world. Earth 2.0 kind of a thing. How we lived before is not the same.
Oh, absolutely. Or
I
I've seen people talk.
this.
I saw people doing buying cruise ships, and just everyone living on a cruise ship, and that's pretty popular now too.
I think that's what this fourth industrial revolution that our good friend Klaus Schwab's, if I'm saying his name correctly, is talking about.
Yeah.
Their idea of it obviously is probably a bit full on, but it could be a good thing, the fourth industrial revolution, where we escape the 9-to-5, we live off our money working for us, efficiently. We can live life differently, kind of a thing. So
and that's what I've been doing for 3 years,
where
bro.
you can do that.
I've been living off of yield now. I still I still work, but I've been living off of yield for a couple years. And I got my Hex paying me. Then there's a derivative of an Hex called Hedron. Hedron pays me every day. It's not a lot every day, but per month it's probably, it's like, no, it's not. It's Hedron. I get paid Hedron, which is a derivative of Hex. And it's because of my Hex stakes, and it ends up being like $600 a month or something. Sometimes it goes up to one time it was like $2,000 a month. It goes back down to $300, and it fluctuates. But the concept is, once this next bull market comes, This stuff's all going to do 100x. And now you're talking maybe 20, 30 grand a month. And that right there, I don't have to touch any other crypto.
Yeah.
That right there is enough to live like a freaking king in almost every country in the world except for like Switzerland, you know, or Singapore,
absolutely.
you know, but everywhere else, that's a great income.
Yeah, absolutely. Pack your bags, get your passport ready. It's time to see the world. You know, I want to ask this question to everybody that's watching now as well, because I'm not sure if everybody has this experience. But Randy, did you find it a little bit surreal living like that? You know, because it's weird earning your money that way. I'll be honest with you. I found it surreal.
It took me
I
time.
didn't think this was normal. Yeah, it took
I'm
me
used
a
to it
little
now. I wasn't used to it in the beginning, though. In the beginning, it felt like I was winning a lottery ticket every day.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, oh, okay, this month, this is how much we got this month in Hedron. Do we need to pull any out, or can I use it to go buy other shit coins? You know, that's kind of what it's like with our family. And with our hex stakes, you know, I don't have many hex stakes coming out now. Most of them are coming out a couple years, but you know, that I'm hoping that I could just take it, and then I take those coins, I punt them out another 15 years and don't have to see them again. Let them earn 35% APY and not have to touch them. That's what it earns. I know our DeFi, because I told you before, the origin address owns about 95% of the coins, and it's all based on how many percent of the coin, what percentage of the coins are staked. So if all the coins were staked, it'll only be 3.69% APY. If 100% of all coins are staked, it'd be 3.69%. But since only about 5% are staked, we're getting closer to 30, 35, 36%.
Interesting. Okay, so there's runway.
Yeah.
Everybody get in.
Yeah,
everybody get in. Yeah, there's runway.
This is a great opportunity, guys. If you're not in it, then I'm sorry. But the thing I was looking at, the reason why I like gold standard now, and the reason why when I was in that call with you and you were doing the presentation and I started getting my shakes going, I'm like, oh shit, this is what I like. And
there's something,
this is the kind of stuff I like. I'm thinking, okay, so I take 10, 20, $30,000 of USDT or USDC. I go and I stake it on Gold Standard DAO. It poops me out a couple ounces of gold a month. I'm a happy camper. You know, that's the kind, because diversification is key. I don't want all my money. I've had all my money in crypto since 2014, 2015. It's time to diversify a little bit. It's time to get some physical assets, seriously. You know, and this is one way I can do it, because I'm a gold silver guy. I have to go back to my roots. I did not get where I am because of just my smarts. I got where I am because I got into gold and silver. and that introduced me to Peter Schiff, to Ron Paul, and all these other very smart people that have been teaching us for years. Oh, I think you locked up. Yes, it's a joke, TFM.
Oh, we're back.
So TFM says the Rothschild name a joke.
It is.
Your signal keeps popping
paying,
out. You're there. It just keep popping in and out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Buy some land in Canada, eh? No. Randy's not going anywhere that's under the, or I was going to say under the queen, under the king. No, thank you. What can be better than some stable passive income? Benzopila Azaza gold.
True.
You know, because I can already go and get stable coin yield, right? We can already do that. And that's an option if people want to do it. But this is something different for me. And I'm tired. I don't want stables. After we saw what happened to the USDC, when they said that they can lock your wallet if you're using apps that they don't like, and like they did with Tornado Cash. So now I don't want to touch USDC anymore. USDT it's always on shaky grounds. It's been on shaky ground since I got into crypto. We never know when USDT is going to collapse. It can happen at any time. So
there's always rumors on that one.
Yeah. So instead I chose DAI, and DAI is just USD. Now it's just USDC, but it's controlled by MakerDAO. So that's probably the one I would choose. But with your algorithm, it's once I stake it on your project, then the AI is going to be moving everything around and earning the best possible yield for us. So I'm not going to have control of what happens there. But once I get my APY paid out, then I just toss it out wherever I want to go. So you don't have to put a lot of money in it.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
I would think,
no, there's no minimum or maximum.
yeah,
No.
a grand, $5 grand, 10 grand. I mean, it's not something I would
Yeah.
put 100 grand in, because what the hell am I going to do with that much gold? But you know, a couple ounces a month would be amazing.
Mm, mm. Yeah, no, there's no minimum or maximum. I'm just looking forward to being able to collect physical gold once a month, collect my physical gold just in case anything happens and I can't access my money. I don't really have cash, you know,
Right.
I don't really carry cash on me, and even obtaining cash is hard. I live in a building where I still have to use coins for the laundry machine. So, um, yeah, and just getting those coins is hard now. The banks are closing around here. I can't even go into a bank and get anything. So if there's an event where I can't access my money through my phone, I can't do anything. So that's why it'll be good to have.
So Liberty Guy says, Randy, I'm confused. To stake on this platform, we give up our coins. Isn't this pennies in front of freight trains? This is the same thing we would do on liquid loans or on fiat.io, where you stake your coins into the smart contract, and the smart contract pays you out APY. It's the same idea. It's not like Hex, though. Hex is different. Hex, we stake our coins, they get burned, and then we get them back at the end of the agreed terms that we have. So it's two different things. I know he says pennies in front of freight trains because that's a famous term from Richard. But for me, this is diversification. That's why I like it. GS is like, what does that mean? if you're a Hexkin, if you've been around the Hex community for a long time, there's certain terms that we use, and I'm not telling new people to go and do what I'm doing. This is for folks that have larger amounts of money who want to diversify, because frankly, storing gold and silver is a pain in the butt. And that's another thing too. If you don't want to take delivery of your gold and silver, you don't have to. You can just keep it in the AUX coin, which is the gold token, which is 100% backed by physical gold in the vault for you. And you could actually change some of it to AGX, which is their silver coin, or you could change it to load token, or you could change it to the GS DAO token, whatever you want. I mean, there's plenty of options to diversify that after you've earned your yield.
Yeah, yeah, and just in regards to risk level as well, we designed this platform to minimize the risk as much as we can. So when you stake your funds, your US dollars or stable coins into the platform, you're not giving it to any person. It's going into a smart contract that has the set of instructions behind it. But that's why we like stablecoins. We like stablecoins because the risk is minimal, and also the strategies that our platform uses as well. It doesn't leverage your money or put it in a position where you're able to lose it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
yeah.
Another term that we use in Hexco. It says liquor, ladies, and leverage is the quickest way to lose money.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
Could you go into the GS DAO token a little bit and explain the token economics?
Yeah, so the GSD token is basically a share of the platform. It's a token that entitles you to be a part owner of the platform. It's the governance platform. It receives a portion of the platform fees, which is about 5%. So it receives 5% of the platform fees. And it also gives you voting rights to future proposals and stuff like that. So so when we launch, users will be able to stake their GSD into the platform and start collecting the platform fees. It's kind of like the YFI token to Yearn Finance. So we have a similar tokenomic structure. We have 33,000 total GSD capped. They don't get minted more than that, and half of that is locked away. So it's quite a low token supply, and there won't be more minted. But yeah.
Warhammer likes it. Yeah, I mean, because I can't explain to you guys. I've seen so many projects. I've had so many people pitch me over the years, but this one just gave me those warm fuzzies because it it goes back to my roots. So yeah, I love my Hex. 90% of my assets are in Hex, but I've got more money that I want to put in other things. So this is one of those things that doesn't take a lot to do, and it's very easy. And whenever I want my capital back, it's just to click, okay, redeem, get my coins back in my wallet, and then redeploy them elsewhere. That's just how it works. And I don't want to have everything locked up all the time where I can't access. The biggest frustration for me for Hex is that, my stakes are average 11 years.
Okay. Yeah.
I literally cannot touch them. They are gone
for 11 years. Yeah.
For 11 years. Yeah, I could take them out at the halfway point, but I would only get back my principal. So if Hex does a 200x between now and then, yeah, it might be worth it to take out if I really needed it in case of a medical emergency or something like that. But if not, they're just going to stay there for the whole term and earn that 38% APY, because that's a freaking good APY. And then I'll take it out. But here is more. It's more simple. It's just I've got my 10 grand. I take my 10 grand. I stake it on GS DAO and just let it sit for 6 months. I earn 12 ounces of gold, whatever it is. I could either take them home, or I could just set them and keep them on the load platform and decide to take them home a year from now. Whatever I choose to do. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's a simple concept, and I'm glad you guys came out with it. Somebody needed to do it.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Is there's not really a product out there in the market that simplifies the DeFi market. If we didn't have the gold aspect included into it, it's a yield optimizer. It's a complete package DeFi yield optimizer for stablecoins. So you don't need to use BSC, AVAX, ETH, all these different chains. You just use the one platform and it does everything for you. So, So I think, coming from the last bull market where we were seeing all these complex and weird different kind of tokenomic structures like OHM, there's Rift Network now, Furio, we saw a lot of new kind of tokenomic structures with high-paying APYs and stuff like this. All of them failed.
Yeah.
If they haven't failed yet, they're going to. Anything that hasn't got the right tokenomic structure is going to fail. So we designed our system by looking at all of these other ones that weren't working, and we thought, what's the safest way that we can create a good investment and good tokenomics for our community.
Absolutely.
And we thought,
okay, so cap. Give us a head cap. Give us a when's launch and where people can find out some more information. What your Discord, those kind of things. Let everyone know.
Yeah, so launch is, and we've actually just set the date in today. Launch is set for January 7th. Our community has been asking a lot and waiting for the launch date. So January 7th. It's going to be a big day. We have a few things planned. So I encourage everybody to join our Discord and just see if it's something that piques your interest.
Yeah, there's no raise, there's no sacrifice. We call them sacrifices in Pulse Trade world. There's none of that here. They're not asking for any money. It's just you just take your stables and you stake them and earn APY. They earn a little bit on the fees. That's fair enough with me. I mean, you guys are not asking for any money from me, so that's very cool. And on top of that, I'm going to join the team as kind of like an ambassador. Because I am with the load team, and anything that we do with gold, silver, or gold, I keep saying gold, silver DAO, but it's gold standard DAO. Yeah. Anything the gold standard DAO does, and if they're successful, it just helps what I'm doing over on load that much more. So I'm winning both ways. So I'm going to make sure to do a good job and let people know about GS DAO and load.
Absolutely.
What's the Discord, or can I put the link to the website into the chat?
Yeah. We can put the link to the website, and I'll get a link for the Discord now.
Okay.
As well. Expire never.
You can put it in our chat or the private chat, and then I can put it into the public chat.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just wanted to add, you know, when you're investing in this platform as well, you are investing in the team too. And when you invest in or use any platform, you are trusting and investing in the team. So we are DeFi people, and we're also gold and silver enthusiasts. We basically see gold and silver as being the end times currency, or the plan B currency, which is looking like it's starting to kind of happen now. But we take what we do seriously, and we have a deep knowledge of DeFi, and we're looking at this doing as far as we can and the best solutions that we can. So we're going to see a lot of new products and a lot of new developments from our team over the course of the next however long. So yeah, it's awesome to have you guys in our community and to grow and be part of the, you know, the benefits that we all get out of this. So.
For sure. And I gotta talk about this one. An ounce of gold is $1,770. So if you're earning 17.7% interest on a $10,000, you will be earning 1 ounce of gold per month. That's as simple as it gets right there. If you want to do math, if you want to earn 10 ounces, you'd have to have 100,000, right? So that's approximately how it works. At 17.7% interest, but we don't know what the interest rates are going to be. For those of you guys who do not know, if you don't follow DeFi, if you never use staking USDC or USDT, it does fluctuate. Some days you'll be earning 20%, the next day you'll be earning 4%, next day you'll be earning 6%. But the cool thing about the AI with GS DAO is that it's always hunting for the best possible APY to pay out to people.
I'm looking at Seabridge at the moment. There's 277% APY today. That's low pool, but just
that's out of whack. Something's going wrong.
That's 200. There's only 40 rand in there though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But
like, sounds great. Does Australia beat Argentina though? That's the question.
This is going to be, I hate to say it, I feel like this is going to be a public humiliation on a world stage. What are we doing? It's Argentina. But go Socceroos, you know what I mean? Go Socceroos. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm all for it. Let's see how we go.
All right, brother. Well, I want to thank you for coming on. I'm sure everyone appreciates you being here. This video will get plenty of views. I'll take this and I'll make it into some short form content and share that around too tomorrow. Awesome. I want to thank you for coming on. Thank you everybody for watching, and we appreciate you. And this is a great way to end. This shit's interesting.
It is. It is.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Speak soon.